Welcome to the midweek preview. It's Warwick Farm. I thought it was going to be a gala. Unfortunately, at first blush, it appears to be more common or garden.
Yep.
But Gord's here with me to get through this 7-event card tomorrow, and I've chosen a new backdrop. Can you see? It's using the wall behind me. So
Variety's the spice of life.
all right. So you're already into the cliches now. Warwick Farm. They have put some water on it, but you know this weather has dried everything out, and it'll be an on-pace Warwick Farm. You know, prefer not to be on the rails and drawn inside, but when Warwick Farm is fast, it's not such a problem, even in the true rail position. So I'm not going to be bagging the inside. I'm not going to be bagging leaders. Race 1, a mile 3-year-old race, $2.20 Pandemonium. Apparently she's on her way to the Flight Stakes. $4.50 Severance, $5.50 Pride of Darcy, the token Tim Martin runner for the program. $11 Augustus, $11 Saint Viduz, 13 Campaign, and the roughie is 67 Dragon's Shadow. No prizes for guessing what happens here. Pandemonium is revved up by Rachel King along the inside there to take it up, which will force Dragon's Shadow into a chasing position outside. Augustus will hurry into the box seat, and I guess that Pride of Darcy would be looking for one out, one back, although that's not completely obvious. He ran against some pretty slow horses at Taree. Look, there are 4 last start winners in this race, in the field of 7, plus 2 Wallers, plus a David Hayes horse. So I thought it would be a betting heat, despite the obvious claims of Pandemonium, who broke through when stepping up to 1400 at Kembla last time. She beat not much of a field, but she did beat it in style, Gord.
That was my problem.
There was no guts to the field.
Yeah,
like you look at Campaign.
So,
you know, she started. What did she start? 5-4. Campaign started 5-1, and you look at his form and you go,
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I won't be betting the race. I've found number 3 Pandemonium on top. What does that mean? Who cares really? But I couldn't find anything else I was excited about.
Right. So the query in this race for mine is number 1, who went terribly last start at Kembla, winning, breaking through off his very potent first up run at the 1200 at Kembla. He's had a freshen up since then. He's now 3rd up with blinkers on and B Shin, and he's more than a wild card here. I think he's a potential. He's the sort of horse that you look at that first up run. I mean, both he and Pandemonium are horses that had Saturday runs of note. Severance in the market, Pandemonium doing something on debut at the Unsuitable 1000 way back. Whereas the other horses have been slowly, and softly.
You know, we've talked about it. 3-year-olds, Snowden. It's dynamite, isn't it? And this horse actually hasn't done anything wrong. It's not really.
What do you mean? I'd
right.
call whatever he did last start very wrong. Robbery.
But he won.
I know.
You know,
but
so,
Robbery, who was giving him grief, couldn't keep up at his next start. It's a low race. But as I say, a horse is not his last start.
Particularly not second up with Snowden, up in distance there.
Yeah.
It could springboard off that run.
Well, look, the line.
That's why I make it a no-bet race, because I look at the form of Pandemonium and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try and find something to beat you, because I know you were dominant last start, but you've not proved yourself yet, and I couldn't find anything. So it's no bet.
All right, have you got any opinion on, well, we'll talk about the 3rd favourite then, which is Pride of Darcy, who trialled okay. In fact, trialled against both Severance and Campaign. He may have done. And just went to Taree and put a hole in some weak opposition.
Yeah, so complete question mark horse. I know some very smart people were the ones unloading on it at Taree. What does that mean? It was still Taree.
Oh, no.
You see what I mean?
I know, there's no figures in the race.
So,
yeah, so what? For mine, all the interest is in 1 and 3, and I think they will supply the winner. I know Augustus has got Bowman on board, but he did dead set cheat the other day in what was a walking race. He just sat there, and there he was at the end. I know he's stepping up sharply in distance, and he's a last start city runner and roller and bowman, but he just a chance
like
for
even
mine.
the 5, like normally a pen job for me, but this is Wednesday, not Saturday. I don't know about that. There's a question mark there. I'm saying nothing in the first race.
Race 2, 2,200 metres. You know, it's not going to get any better for you, Gord.
That's it.
$2.90 Queen of Hearts.
After you mentioning on Monday, oh God, you're going to be so excited about Wednesday. You know what I mean? Get stuck into.
Well,
it
I
early,
didn't know.
and
I didn't realise.
I know,
I didn't realise there was nothing there.
And then I looked at the first 2 races, like, oh my God.
$4.80 Prescott, the shipper, the Waller horse from Melbourne. $5 is Ready for Success. $5.50 Don Pellegrino. $8, everyone's licking their lips, aren't they? Ready for Success, Don Pellegrino especially.
Yeah.
$8.50 Bon Equus, trying for a non-failure for I think he's had 4 staying runs and finished the back half each time. $14 Meteorologist, the 7-year-old who's here, I don't know why. 26 Exoteric, 34 Centre of Attention. Now, I'm not sure if Bon Equus tries to lead this, so he's on the quick backup. Queen of Heights looks an obvious candidate for leader, and Ready for Success will be right on the speed. They're the 3 horses that show up here. There is a possibility that Exoteric might be given a liven up. He's done nothing in 3 Australian starts, but he does have impeccable staying credentials, and his Australian runs are all below the staying distance. He's got the Oh My Megorian off and the B. Avdallah on, so I think we could see something different there.
Yeah.
This favourite Gord, Queen of Heights, we were keen on her last time, and it does appear a particularly weak form race. I know that Don Pellegrino emerges from that race as well, but it's not standing up very nicely.
Okay, I was about to make my special of the day in a distance race.
What, you're giving up that money in favour of having a tip?
Yeah, well, $33. How far does that go these days?
All right, Queen of Heights. Well, last time Queen of Heights
I
and
loved its run last night.
There was some merit in the run, but I'd say the times are particularly poor. And have you seen, like, More Moat just tailed out the other day. Hurricanes was struggling at the 600 the other day at Gosford. Yeah, basically anything that's emerged from that race has
Okay, well, More Moat, that's a...
tailed off, Gord.
Yeah, but it's Ramwick.
Ramwick
plays so much different.
Tailed off after a sweet run all the way.
I'm pretty keen on here on Queen of Heights, and what confuses me so much is generally the way I find my horses in distance racing is by using the stuff that Mark's taught me about distance races, and the fact that it had the run over the 2,200 metres, the fact that it made a mid-race move, the fact that it was never comfortable in running the whole way. Josh was trying to get cute with it, and it just didn't work. I'm not necessarily blaming him, but Huey's on board. 1 out, 1 back, OSL or lead.
Yeah, well, probably lead actually.
Yeah. It's a bet for me. I will be backing number 5, Queen of Heights.
There's a bit of a Sherlock Holmes here as well. I mean, you mentioned the merit in the run, but there's it is hard to get a liven up about the others in the race. This Waller horse that's got a poor-looking record, but some Saturday staying racing in Melbourne with the right rider, doesn't look to have any speed.
That is the perfect pen job for me.
Well, tell us why it's the perfect pen job.
Because it ran in the weakest stuff in Victoria and still didn't get the job done. Low percentage win rate, ran in those races, didn't get the job done.
And you also know that it's going to be fashionable here. You know, it's got it's got connections.
And because there's question marks about the other run as well, I can just stamp Queen of Heights. Had a look at that run a couple of times. Go and have a look at it at Racing New South Wales. I think that's a horse that's second start over the 2,000 metres, or over the longer than 2,000 metres, can actually really springboard it. You know, that's confusing for me because stage of prep. You know what I mean? There's a few pet things, but the pet things that are negatives for me about Queen of Heights are related to shorter distance races, not the longer stuff. So I've used your pearls to come up with Queen of Heights, and you seem to be poo-pooing it.
No, I'm not poo-pooing. Sure. It's top pick. I'm just saying that it's not as gilt. It's not as golden as it could have been.
It's one of those after the race where we could say, how do we market even money?
Well, Don Pellegrino did beat at home the other day.
That's
It
it.
beat
Watch
at
the
home,
replay.
you know, it
Watch the
beat at
replay.
home.
This horse was never happy, and it was the first time ever over 2,000 metres.
Don Pellegrino beat at home. That's a problem.
Yeah. With
Look, I'm going to say, look, if you took $20, $26 exoteric, you could do worse. This horse is a sleeper in this race. And I might go and do that after this.
well, you better do it before it's posted.
Now that I've talked myself into it.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? You do talk. When we're here talking, sometimes I get an epiphany or some clarity or something like that. So I hope the people watching that are getting it as well.
Yeah, right. Race 3 is a 3-year-old maiden over 1,300 metres. It's one of the very interesting races of the day, although a couple of wallers here are engaged on Thursday at Hawkesbury. $2.80 Al Mahaha, $4 Smart Edge with the blinkers on, $4.60 Dissolution, and then we're out to 11 Cedarwood, 19 Cook Straight, sorry I missed the bottom one, $7.50 Smooth Landing, who of course did beat Home Smart Edge the other day. And rough is Primitivo, which is a grape, Enlightened Boy, and Highway, who I must say was a very interesting trial down at Goulburn last week. Speed, well look, I imagine that Al Mahaha is in the front half of the field up to 1,300, blinkers on, Bowman and a soft draw. I had Cedarwood going forward and Smart Edge finding himself well forward here with the blinkers on. There's not obvious pace in this race. Number 1 Dissolution was trained by Gerald Ryan for his debut run in that championship race at Randwick, the first race of the championships. And then it went to Hawks, and it's obviously resuming in his second preparation for Hawks. Well, this is an intriguing contest, isn't it?
Lots of angles, isn't there? You got Spruik Horse's Smart Edge that comes out of one of the most awesome form races we've seen.
Smart, what's it? Super X and well, we haven't seen D'Argento since,
yeah.
but I mean since Rose Hill. But I mean they've climbed great heights, both those horses.
And those two horses were better runs than Super X, and Super X has won twice since. It's a pretty impressive form line. But for me, I'm definitely going to be betting in the race. I will be betting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and those number 1 Disillusion. Obviously, I can't be too aggressive here because it's only had the 1 800 metre trial. But I love the fact that Brent Abdullah rode it in that trial. I love the fact that he's riding it today. I know I've been a little bit upset with a few of his rides recently, but
you can't kiss on makeup with the gun.
yeah.
That's not fair.
I think
everyone agreed he had to lose his beard.
This is a serious horse.
Is it? I will take you to task there, because whilst he was in completely forgive the first start where he was in the wrong lane.
Yep.
Right? No argument there. But then he ran into a Gold Coast race that is bullshit. And Taking Aim was so overcooked by that stage that he was falling to pieces, and Dissolution was just sitting back there bludging, no pace, no talent.
We've got to take a photo. It's Dicko. Or does everybody look like Dicko in Newtown?
Basically, it's easy to look alike if you've got those sorts. If the Ned Kelly, the Burke and Wills beard.
Massive thing I look for is change of what they do from preparation to preparation. If you notice, it's hard because the vision is quite foggy, but Dissolution actually jumped best in that trial. He's never done that before. Abdullah does have options here from barrier 10, but for me,
it could be a good draw because the on pace is up for grabs. I'm not sure if he's got it, but anyway.
But for me, the fact that this is the first time he's pinged the lids, and it was his last barrier trial after coming out of what I consider superior stuff. I know you're
disagreeing
with that, but that's fine by me because I had an opinion of this horse after the first run. I thought it did a great job.
It did, actually. It did.
I'm not knocking its run at the Gold Coast either because, yeah, maybe a few favours there and Taking Aim was at the end of its preparation, etc., but it was a margin off them and did actually come home strongly. That's a sign of a good horse. I think it could have improved second preparation, and I'm looking for a signal to see that it has improved second preparation, and the fact that it jumped out best in the trial is the signal I'm looking for, and I'm getting $4.50 or something like that to find out whether this horse is just better than them. For me, that's always a bet.
All right, so talk about the dangers, because we've got two pretty big local spruik horses here. I mean, Almahaha did run fairly long odds on debut, but it was in a very unsuitable race. And then he sort of found the inside there the other day and overachieved, I would have said.
Overachieved. It's the horse that I'm against at the price. The dangers, or for me, were 5 Smart Edge, because I'm just loving that Newcastle race. And
Blinkers on, Karen on.
Yeah. Very nice.
You know, and really
Question marks.
Position the other day all the way around.
Yeah, question marks about 9, but I'd suggest that 9 probably isn't up to the standard of one of these others, so won't be winning, but is a question mark.
High Chaparral filly that you know, has only had the sort of, well, she did have a 10.50 trial in her first preparation. Local filly, I'd say she's got talent, but she has run into a hot field.
Yeah, and 10 Smooth Landing, which for me, I'm not sure about that gold standard race. I know it ran well on Saturday.
I thought that race, I remarked straight after that race, there were two horses, the two favourites that took up how much, 90% of the market, were both in awkward positions all the way around.
See, maybe due to a factor that the dangers I found, which were 5 Smart Edge and 10 Smooth Landing, came out of that particular race, is the reason why I'm talking more confidently about Disillusion. But I'm happy to take that position tomorrow.
The Triangle. Cedarwood, I thought, was a trialer of some note.
Didn't watch the trials.
You were already decided, I can see. Look, I think that's, you know, I like the setup for Almahaha. I think that Smart Edge has got obvious claims, and I think there's a weakness in number 1, but we shall see. Race 4. This is the boring race of the day. 1,000 metres, $2.20 Nick Tock, $4.20 Realised Potential, $5 Florid, who's an acceptor for Hawkesbury and could easily go there.
Should go there.
14 Mixed Blossom, 15 Wing Snipper, 15 Phoebe's Lass, 26 Anna Time for the new stable, 34 Brockton Punch. Now, Nick Tock's coming back in distance. He did have a very soft lead the other day, but he looks to take it up here, and the only fly in the ointment I could see would be Kathy, who this Canberra horse is a freshie and could be keen along the inside there. Wing Snipper is of some interest because it was such an easy way to hide that horse first up. You stick Kelly Holding on and you resume at 1100, and it's got no form beyond 1,000 metres. That's and then you freshen up and you put Blake Shin on it. Anyway, it could be a contender, and that's all the speed I found. Florida to sit in behind the speed. Realised Potential looking for some type of position, but probably stuck out wide.
Won't be betting in the race.
Yeah, well, the favourite's an interesting one because, you know, got so many favours there at Canterbury. It was just a perfect race for him. Now he comes back to 1,000 off that platform, and I'm thinking, well, you know, why would you want to take the same price?
I saw him in the race and thought, oh, I'm so excited to do this race because I'm looking for something else. There's nothing else.
No, there is nothing else.
It probably deserves to be even money favourite.
It's an empty race. And the other problem is that the 3-year-old who comes home for the very first time, might be legless. Florid.
I'm of that opinion. You know, that's,
the
horse
Wyong
is dead
form
to me,
is terrible.
So, yeah, and then the Hawkesbury stuff when it's a sort of a bunch finish event, Thursday sort of provincial horses against that. You know, like I looked solidly at all these horses and I just couldn't find anything to really get excited
guts
about.
there, is there?
And you know what the weird thing is? What you've actually mentioned about Wing Snipper, it does pique my interest to a certain degree, because I wouldn't mind playing something at long odds, but for me, it's never profitable for me to do that anyway. I'm sharp.
No, but it's interesting to speak about. I think, you know, it's a point of discussion.
I didn't spot it, so I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, and that stable is rocking and rolling, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. Well, we can talk about them later on in the program too, can't we?
We sure can. Yeah. So look, just bits and pieces around this. So the one thing I will say about Florida is I thought wide draws were advantaged at Hawkesbury, so it did draw inside. That is in its favour. But other than that, I think it's a horse that's lacking in substance. Realised Potential, they've decided it's a 1,000 metre horse now. Well, it may work, but Jesus Christ, he probably had quite a reasonable setup first up when the track was damp.
I do have to say, you won't lose a lot of money. You might even make money backing Saturday Metropolitan form into Wednesday Metropolitan races. You're not going to be far wrong by taking that angle, and this is the only one that comes out of Saturday Metropolitan stuff. I reckon.
It was them go. They were going up and down.
I know.
Race,
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was complimented, and I thought it was particularly complimented when I saw a horse like Sangiovese win the race. But I'm saying if Sangiovese doesn't win the race, if Launch Code wins and Tango Rain comes second, I'm probably thinking Realised Potential's run was better. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking if that happens, the track is drier and Realised Potential is further back.
Yeah.
That'll do us for the first part of the Warwick Farm preview.